The crystal champagne flute trembled in my hand as I watched my husband wrap his arms around my best friend's waist. They thought I couldn't see them from my corner of the art gallery, but the giant mirror installation betrayed their secret embrace. My name is Sabrina, and until 30 seconds ago I thought I had the perfect life. Mrs. Gonzalez, would you like to see the next collection? The gallery assistant's voice snapped me back to reality. I forced a smile, gripping the stem of my glass tighter. In a moment, I managed, my eyes still fixed on the reflection. Colby's hand was sliding down Blair's back, too intimate for a friendly gesture. My phone buzzed in my clutch and I nearly dropped it trying to read the message. Look at the mirror. They've been doing this for months. I'm sorry. Anonymous number. My stomach churned as I watched Blair giggle at something Colby whispered in her ear. 8 years of friendship with Blair, 12 years of marriage to Colby, all suddenly suspect. Sabrina, Blair's voice carried across the gallery. You have to see this piece. It's absolutely gorgeous. She waved me over, Colby's hand still resting on her hip. I walked toward them, each step feeling like I was wading through concrete. The artwork they stood before was a shattered mirror, reconstructed to form a distorted reflection. How fitting. Isn't it amazing? Blair gushed, her red lips curved into what I now recognized as a guilty smile. The artist calls it beautiful lies. Very appropriate, I said, my voice steadier than I felt. How long have you been appreciating this piece? Colby's hand dropped from Blair's hip. Just found it, he said quickly. Too quickly. Really? I took a sip of champagne. Because from where I was standing, it looked like you've been appreciating it for quite some time. Blair's face paled. Sabrina, what are you— Don't! I held up my hand. Just don't. My phone buzzed again. Another message. Check his second phone, the one in his gym bag. Password is Luna's birthday. Luna, our 8-year-old daughter. The thought of her made my chest tighten. Everything okay, honey? Colby stepped toward me, concern etched on his face. The same face that had kissed me goodbye this morning, promising to meet me at the gallery after his meeting. You tell me, I said, turning my phone to show him the messages. Is everything okay? The colour drained from his face. Blair took a step back, her heel catching on the polished floor with a sharp click. Sabrina, we can explain, she started, reaching for my arm. I jerked away from her touch. Explain what? How my best friend and my husband have been lying to my face. How long, Blair? How long have you been sleeping with my husband? The gallery grew quiet. Other patrons pretended not to stare, but I could feel their eyes on us. Colby moved between us, his voice low. Not here, Sabrina. We can talk about this at home. Home? I laughed, the sound brittle and sharp. Where you've probably been fucking her while I was at work. I locked eyes with Blair across the space between us, and my blood ran cold at what I saw there. Not guilt, but relief. The truth was finally out, and she looked relieved. The bathroom tile felt cool against my forehead as I knelt over the toilet, heaving up nothing but bile and broken dreams. 3 hours had passed since the gallery, and I still couldn't stop shaking. Mommy! Luna's small voice came through the door. Are you sick? I wiped my mouth with the back of my hand. Just a little tummy ache, baby. Go back to bed. Daddy said you're mad at him. Of course he did. I stood up, splashing cold water on my face before opening the door. Luna stood there in her unicorn pajamas, clutching her stuffed rabbit. Come here, I said, leading her back to her room. As I tucked her in, she grabbed my hand. Are you and Daddy getting divorced like Emma's parents? The question hit me like a punch to the gut. I don't know, sweetie, but I promise whatever happens, both Daddy and I love you very much. After kissing her goodnight, I found Colby waiting in our bedroom. He sat on the edge of the bed, head in his hands. She understands me, he said quietly. What? Blair. She understands me in ways you never could. I grabbed the nearest object, his phone charger, and hurled it at him. Understands you? I've spent 12 years trying to understand you. That's exactly it. He stood up, running his hands through his hair. You try. You're always trying so hard to be the perfect wife, the perfect mother. It's exhausting. And Blair isn't exhausting. I laughed bitterly. Sweet, perfect Blair who's been playing both sides. My best friend who's been fucking my husband behind my back. Don't be crude. Crude? I yanked open his gym bag, pulling out the second phone. Let's talk about crude. Let's talk about these messages you've been sending her. His face darkened. You went through my phone? Password was pretty easy. Our daughter's birthday? Really, Colby? That's just sick. He lunged for the phone, but I held it away. Want me to read them out loud? The parts where you tell her how much better she is than me? Or maybe the pictures you sent? Give me the damn phone, Sabrina. Or what? You'll hurt me? I stepped closer, my voice dropping. Newsflash, you already did. The silence stretched between us like a rubber band about to snap. Finally, he grabbed his keys. I'm staying at Blair's tonight, he said. You clearly need time to calm down. Time to calm down. I followed him down the stairs. Time to accept that my husband and best friend have been laughing at me for months. He paused at the door. It wasn't like that. We didn't mean for this to happen. Get out! My voice was ice. Get out before I wake Luna and let her see exactly what kind of man her father is. After he left, I stood in the dark kitchen, staring at the family photos on the wall. Happy moments frozen in time. Lies. All of them. My phone buzzed with a text from Blair. We need to talk, please. I deleted it without responding and walked back upstairs to Luna's room. She was sleeping peacefully, unaware that her world was about to change forever. Watching her chest rise and fall, something hardened inside me. I promise, I whispered. I won't let them hurt you like they hurt me. My father's law office always smelled like leather and power. I sat across from his massive desk, watching him review the documents I'd brought. Bank statements, text messages, photos. Evidence of Colby's betrayal laid bare in manila folders. He's been moving money, Dad said, his reading glasses perched on his nose. Small amounts at first, then larger transfers starting 6 months ago. He looked up at me. To an account in Blair's name. How much? Nearly 200,000. He slid a paper across the desk. He's been planning this, sweetheart. The question is, what are you planning? Before I could answer, his secretary buzzed in. Mr. Harvey, Spencer Stout is here demanding to see you. Dad pressed the intercom. Send him in. Colby's brother burst through the door, his face red with anger. Really, Sabrina? Running to Daddy already? Careful, Spencer, Dad warned, standing. This is my office, and that's my daughter you're speaking to. Your daughter is trying to destroy my brother's life. Spencer slammed his hands on the desk. He made a mistake. People make mistakes. I stood slowly, my voice steady. A mistake is forgetting an anniversary. A year-long affair with my best friend while embezzling our savings. That's a choice. He loves you. He loves my money. I cut him off. And the reputation that comes with being married to a Harvey. Did you know about the affair, Spencer? Did you help him hide it? His hesitation told me everything. Get out, Dad said quietly. Before I call security. Spencer straightened his jacket. This isn't over, Sabrina. You're going to regret this. After he left, Dad handed me a thick folder. These are the records we subpoenaed from his private account. You might want to sit down for this. Inside were more transfers, larger ones, dating back 2 years. Properties purchased in Blair's name, investment accounts I'd never known about. But what made my hands shake was a document at the bottom, papers for a private investigator. He was having me followed, my voice cracked. Looking for dirt, Dad confirmed, trying to build a case for custody of Luna. The room spun. I gripped the edge of the desk until my knuckles turned white. I want everything, I said finally. The house, full custody, every penny he's hidden. It won't be easy. He'll fight back. Good. I straightened my spine. Let him fight. I've got nothing left to lose. Dad's phone buzzed. He read the message and smiled grimly. Except we have something he doesn't know about. Remember his assistant, Maria? The one he fired last month? I nodded. She just agreed to testify. Apparently she has emails, recordings, proof that he and Blair were planning this for years. They were going to wait until Luna started middle school, then file for divorce, claiming you were an unfit mother. The fury that rose in me was cold and clear. When can we file? Tomorrow morning. Dad reached across the desk and squeezed my hand. But Sabrina, are you sure you're ready for this fight? It's going to get ugly. I thought of Luna's innocent face, of Blair's relieved smile at the gallery, of Colby's smug "she understands me." I'm not just ready, Dad. I pulled out my phone and deleted Colby's number. I'm going to make them wish they'd never met me. My wife slept with my brother and my best friend, Wesley said to the support group circle. Found out on Christmas morning when I walked in on them. Fun times. The church basement fell silent. It was my first time at the Betrayed Partners support group, and Wesley's story made mine seem almost tame. How did you handle it? I asked after the meeting as we grabbed stale coffee from the refreshment table. He shrugged, stirring sugar into his cup. Wanted revenge at first. Planned it all out. How I'd destroy their lives, their careers, everything. But you didn't. Nah. He smiled sadly. Realized hate was poisoning me more than them. Now I'm working on forgiveness. I nearly choked on my coffee. Forgiveness? After what they did? It's not for them. It's for me. He studied my face. You're still in the anger phase, aren't you? Before I could answer, my phone buzzed. A text from Blair. Please meet me, I'm pregnant, it's Colby's. The coffee cup slipped from my hand, splattering across the linoleum floor. Whoa! Wesley grabbed napkins. You okay? I showed him the text. His eyebrows shot up. That's complicated. Complicated? I laughed hysterically. She's having my husband's baby while we're in the middle of a divorce. Complicated doesn't begin to cover it. What are you going to do? Meet her. I grabbed my purse. Want to watch me not forgive someone? Wesley insisted on driving me to the cafe where Blair waited. You're shaking, he said. At least let me wait outside. Blair sat at an outdoor table, her hand resting on her still flat stomach. The sight made me want to scream. Thank you for coming, she said as I sat down. Save it. How far along? 10 weeks. She pushed a sonogram photo toward me. I pushed it back. Were you ever going to tell me? Or just wait until you and Colby could use it against me in court? It wasn't supposed to happen like this. Tears filled her eyes. We were going to wait until Luna started middle school. Yeah, I know about your plan. I leaned forward. Did Colby tell you he was having me followed, that he was building a case to take my daughter? Blair's face went white. What? No, he said, let me guess. He said he loved you, that you understood him, that once we divorced you'd be one big happy family. She nodded slowly. Funny thing about liars, Blair. They lie to everyone. What do you mean? I pulled out my phone, showing her the bank statements. These transfers to your account? He's been moving them again, to an account in Cancun, under another woman's name. You're lying. But her hands shook as she looked at the statements. Ask him about Rebecca, his yoga instructor. I stood up. Congratulations on the baby. I hope he understands you both. Wesley was waiting by his car. How'd it go? She's pregnant. He's cheating on her too. And I think I just ruined their perfect future together. I slumped against the passenger door. So why don't I feel better? He opened the car door for me. Because revenge is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. That's deep. Fortune cookie wisdom. He grinned. Want to get real coffee and talk about healthier coping mechanisms? I looked back at Blair, still staring at the bank statements, and felt something shift inside me. Yeah, I said. Maybe I do. All accounts frozen? I asked Dad over the phone, watching the bank's website refresh. As of 9 a.m., he sounded pleased. Should be hitting Colby right about... My phone exploded with notifications. Colby calling. Blair calling. Even Spencer trying to reach me. Now, Dad finished. How's Luna? At school, thankfully. Missing her dad, but... A pounding at my front door cut me off. Gotta go. Colby's here. Want me to call the police? Not yet. I hung up and opened the door. Colby burst in, face flushed with rage. What the hell did you do? Protecting my assets. I crossed my arms. Funny how you're more worried about money than your daughter. I can't even buy groceries. He ran his hands through his disheveled hair. The mortgage payment is due. Should have thought about that before emptying our savings into Blair's account. Or was it Rebecca's? He froze. Who? Your yoga instructor? The one with the account in Cancun? I smiled sweetly. Blair knows about her now, by the way. You're welcome. You had no right. No right. I stepped closer. Like you had no right to spy on me? To plan to take my daughter? To fuck my best friend? His phone buzzed. Blair's face flashed on the screen. Better answer that, I said. Pregnant women get so emotional when they discover they're not the only other woman. The colour drained from his face. She told you? Did you tell her about the private investigator, about your plans for Luna? He grabbed my arm. Listen to me. Take your hand off me, or the next call I make is to the police. My voice was steel. Then to your firm's ethics board about those creative accounting practices you've been using. He released me like I'd burned him. You wouldn't. Try me. I opened the door. Now get out of my house before I show Luna the pictures you sent Blair. I'm sure she'd love to see what Daddy's been up to. This isn't over, he snarled, but his hands were shaking. You're right, I smiled. It's just beginning. After he left, I called Wesley. How'd it go? He asked. Exactly as planned. He's panicking. And how do you feel? I watched through the window as Colby sat in his car, probably trying to figure out how to explain everything to Blair. Honestly, tired. But there's more. More revenge? More truth, I corrected. Blair called earlier, crying about Rebecca. Said something interesting between sobs. What? That she and Colby have been planning this for over a year. Which means... The pregnancy wasn't an accident, Wesley finished. Bingo. I sat down heavily. They wanted leverage for the custody battle, a new family to replace the one they were destroying. Jesus. Wesley was quiet for a moment. Want to grab coffee? You sound like you need a friend. I watched Colby finally drive away, phone pressed to his ear, probably trying to damage control with Blair. Actually, I said, I need to pick up Luna from school. Want to join us for ice cream? She's been asking about my new friend who makes me laugh. Ice cream with a princess? Beats revenge plotting any day? For the first time in weeks, I felt something close to peace. Maybe Wesley was right about poison and forgiveness. Or maybe I just needed to remember what really mattered. Thanks, Wesley. For what? For helping me see there's life after betrayal. The tension at the dinner table could have been cut with the knife Spencer was gripping too tightly. Colby's entire family had insisted on this peaceful discussion at their parents' house, but peace seemed unlikely given the glares being thrown my way. We can work this out, Colby's mother pleaded. For Luna's sake. Luna's sake, I set down my fork, like when your son hired a PI to build a false case against me. Spencer's knife clattered to his plate. What? Oh, didn't Colby tell you that part? I pulled out the files. Or about the money he's been moving around. Sabrina, Colby warned. Show me, Spencer demanded, reaching for the papers. Spencer, don't, Colby started, but his brother was already reading. Rebecca Martinez? Spencer looked up. Your yoga instructor? The one you said was just helping with stress management? Colby's mother gasped. Who's Rebecca? Ask your son, I said. Or Blair, though she's probably not taking his calls since finding out about the Cancun account. Enough! Colby slammed his hand on the table. This is private. Private like the recordings your assistant Maria kept? I turned to his family. The ones where he plans to frame me as an unfit mother. Spencer stood up so suddenly his chair fell backward. You did what? It's not what you think, Colby stammered. Really? Spencer threw the papers at him. Because I think you're not just a cheater, you're a thief and a liar. Whose side are you on? Colby demanded. The side of truth, Spencer turned to me. I'm sorry, Sabrina. I didn't know. Know what? Colby's mother asked. That your perfect son has been planning to destroy me for over a year, I said quietly. That Blair's pregnancy wasn't an accident, that they were going to wait until Luna started middle school to blindside me with a divorce and custody battle. The silence was deafening. Is this true? His mother whispered. Colby's face hardened. You don't understand. I understand perfectly, Spencer cut in. You're going to lose everything, brother, and you deserve to. You're my family, and Luna's my niece. Spencer moved to stand beside me. I won't help you hurt her or her mother. My phone buzzed, a text from Maria. Found more recordings. He's been talking to Rebecca about moving to Mexico after the divorce. I showed the message to Spencer. His face darkened. Planning to abandon your daughter too? He asked Colby. I can explain. Save it for your lawyer. I stood up. And thank your brother. He just saved you from what I was really planning to do with all this information. What do you mean? Colby asked. Spencer's right. You're going to lose everything. But now, instead of destroying you publicly, I'll let you keep your dignity. For Luna's sake. I headed for the door. The divorce papers will be ready tomorrow. Sign them or the recordings go public. Spencer followed me out. Wait, what recordings? The ones where he admits to embezzling from his firm. I smiled grimly. Like I said, he gets to keep his dignity, as long as he gives me what I want. Which is full custody, the house, and enough money to give Luna the life she deserves. I looked back at the house. Sometimes the best revenge isn't destruction. It's mercy they don't deserve. Spencer nodded slowly. You're a better person than he deserves. No, I said. I'm just a better parent than he'll ever be. The memory of Luna's first steps flashed through my mind as I watched Colby sign the divorce papers. Right here in this living room, she had wobbled across the carpet into his waiting arms. Now he was signing away his right to be there for her future steps. Initial here? Dad pointed to another line. And here. Blair sat in the corner, her pregnancy now visible beneath her loose dress. She hadn't looked at me once. Is this really necessary? Colby asked, pen hovering over the final page. Full custody. Would you prefer I play the recordings for everyone? I kept my voice neutral. The ones where you discuss abandoning your daughter for a new life in Mexico? His pen scratched across the paper. Smart choice. Dad gathered the documents. The transfer of assets will be complete by tomorrow. And the recordings? Blair spoke for the first time, her hand protectively over her stomach. Stay private, I said, as long as you both stay away from Luna. She's my daughter. Who you were willing to traumatize for your own selfish plans. I stood up. You get supervised visits, once a month. Take it or leave it. You can't. Actually, she can, Dad interrupted. Unless you'd like the ethics board to hear about your creative accounting. Colby deflated. Blair started crying softly. We never meant, she began. To get caught, I finished. Save it. Your baby deserves better than a father who abandons his children and a mother who betrays her best friend. A knock at the door interrupted us. Maria, Colby's former assistant, stood there with a USB drive. Perfect timing, I said. Come in. Colby's face went pale. Maria. Hello, Mr. Dawson. She placed the USB on the table. I brought the backup copies, Mrs. Gonzalez. And something else you should know. Don't, Colby warned. Rebecca's not the only one, Maria continued. There were others. Many others. Blair's head snapped up. What? At least 5 that I know of. Maria turned to Blair, including his current receptionist, last week. The sound Blair made was somewhere between a laugh and a sob. Last week? While I'm carrying your child? Blair, please. Save it. She grabbed her purse. I'll have my lawyer contact yours. After she stormed out, Colby buried his face in his hands. Happy now, Sabrina? You've ruined everything. No, you did that all on your own. I opened the front door. Goodbye, Colby. Luna's school play is next Friday. Don't be late for your supervised visit. After they all left, Maria lingered. There's one more thing. What? Rebecca. She's pregnant too. I closed my eyes, letting that sink in. Does Blair know? Not yet. But Rebecca plans to announce it on social media tomorrow. I thought of Blair, alone and pregnant, about to discover yet another betrayal. Despite everything, my heart ached for her. Thank you, Maria, for everything. After she left, I called Wesley. It's done. I said. The divorce, the custody, everything. How do you feel? I looked at the family photos still on the wall, memories of a life that no longer existed. Like I need to redecorate. I smiled. Want to help me take down some pictures? Only if you let me buy you dinner after. For the first time in months, I felt truly free. It's a date. The morning sun warmed my face as I dug another hole in the garden. Luna handed me a pink peony, her small hands covered in dirt. Mommy, can we plant the yellow ones next to it? Of course, baby. I helped her position the flower. Remember what Wesley taught us about companion planting? Some flowers grow better together, she beamed. Like you and Wesley. I laughed, brushing soil from her cheek. Speaking of Wesley, he's bringing lunch soon. Should we plant his favourite flowers too? The purple ones. She ran to get them, nearly colliding with Wesley as he came through the garden gate. Whoa there, princess! He caught her, swinging her around. Ready for picnic day? Did you bring the special sandwiches? With extra pickles, just like you asked. He set her down and handed me a letter. This came to my place from Blair. My hands trembled slightly as I opened it. Inside was a sonogram picture and a note. It's a girl. I'm naming her Hope, because that's what I need right now. Rebecca had her baby last week, also a girl. Colby hasn't seen either of them. He's in Mexico with someone new. I understand now what real betrayal feels like. I'm sorry doesn't begin to cover what I did to you, but I'm saying it anyway. I'm sorry, Sabrina. You deserved better. We all did. You okay? Wesley touched my shoulder. Actually, yes. I tucked the letter away. Want to help us plant some flowers? Can we make a heart shape? Luna asked, already pulling Wesley toward her flower pile. Only if it's purple, he winked at me. Watching them arrange flowers together, I felt the last pieces of my old life finally settle into place. The anger, the betrayal, the need for revenge, it had all transformed into something else. Not forgiveness exactly, but acceptance. My phone buzzed. A text from Spencer. Colby's firm found the missing money. They're pressing charges. Thought you should know. I showed Wesley the message. Karma, he said softly. You didn't even have to do anything. Mommy, Luna called, look what we made. They had arranged the flowers into a messy heart, purple and pink blooms creating a pattern that was beautifully imperfect. It's not straight, Luna frowned. The best hearts aren't, Wesley told her. They're just real. I joined them in the dirt, helping Luna plant the remaining flowers. Wesley's hand found mine as we worked, and I didn't pull away. Can we do this every weekend? Luna asked. Plant flowers? No, be happy. She looked between Wesley and me. You laugh more now. Yeah, I squeezed Wesley's hand. I do. Later, as Luna napped on the picnic blanket, Wesley helped me clean up. Blair's letter, he said. You sure you're okay? I'm better than okay. I looked at our garden heart, at Luna sleeping peacefully, at the man who had shown me that healing was possible. I'm free. He pulled me close, his kiss tasting of sunshine and new beginnings. Ready to plant more flowers? He whispered. I looked at the garden we'd created from bare earth, at the life I'd rebuilt from broken pieces. With you? I smiled. Always. Luna stirred on the blanket, reaching for us sleepily. We settled beside her, a new kind of family growing stronger with each passing day, each planted flower, each shared laugh. Some gardens, I realized, grow more beautiful after the storm.